All right. All right.
I don't know why I expected anything else.
This is one of my Christmas gifts. Welcome
Very nice.
to the very first in-depth discussion. It's really hot in here of the channel. It's really, really hot.
Yeah, go ahead and
Whew.
go ahead with that.
All right, man. So this is going to be our in-depth discussion, something that we normally do, usually every couple months, it seems.
Yeah.
But this time we're going to upload it for people to judge and criticize.
Yeah.
So I am Freddie on the YouTubes, a.k.a. Kevin. You, my friend, are...
I'm Adam.
Adam, a.k.a. Hobbit Overlord.
Yeah. Check my channel out.
On the interwebs.
Your videos.
We'll get you there. So
Yeah.
today we are going to be discussing the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, the first trailer, teaser trailer that came out. And just kind of going section by section throughout the trailer and kind of discussing between and amongst ourselves what we thought about it and some tricky little things that I found while going through the trailer that maybe not a whole lot of people found. And then I'm going to bring that to your attention. You're going to tell me what you thought and all that stuff. So
Sure.
I currently am not reading physically, but I watch like a lot of comic book podcasts and I stay up to date, especially with all the movies and stuff. And I know you yourself, you did a little bit of comic book collection, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a meager collection. I keep up with Comics Explained pretty
Okay.
frequently. So
Have you ever tried out Comicstorian?
I've watched a couple of the videos.
Okay.
but-
I listened to like his completely like stories explained, like when he does like 3-hour long videos of like all of Batman this and all of Spider-Man this. I watch all of those or listen to all of those when I drive.
Gotcha.
Because I've got like a 45-minute drive, and that's what I do. So okay, so you're kind of diving into it too. So what would you say is your favorite comic book character,
Favorite comic book
or
character?
who do you have the most knowledge on?
The most knowledge on? Probably Spider-Man, honestly.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
and that's why we're doing this. Because that's probably, granted, dude. Okay, little tidbit about both of us. We were such Spider-Man fans growing up that we gave each other nicknames based on Spider-Man people.
We did.
We did, because we were so much alike that I was Peter
And I was Ben.
and he was Ben Riley,
Yep.
who was a
Taking
clone,
page right out of the Clone Saga.
who was a clone of Peter Parker. So, as you can tell, we're kind of fans of Spider-Man. Plus, I've got I'm looking at 4 posters of Spider-Man just on this wall. So,
Well, I still have the Venom T-shirt. I just didn't think to throw it on.
oh, that would have been.
Trying to get in front of the camera.
I don't even have mine anymore. I gave it to Christian because it does not fit me. It does not fit me anymore. It looks
Mine
like
probably didn't either.
it looks like it should be like one of my little sister's shirts. It's like, hey. So
Yeah.
okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump in and then kind of discuss amongst ourselves some topics that I found
Sure.
and just kind of what I'm not gonna put that there. What this trailer kind of brings to light, especially after the events of A, Civil War, B, Infinity War.
Yeah.
Because you did see Infinity War, I'm guessing.
I did.
Okay, good. Because we're going to be referencing that, obviously. So what I will do is we'll watch like the first 15 seconds, and then we'll jump back in.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
That was so good. Hey, sorry I'm late. Happy. You look nice.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have watched the first 15 seconds, and I'm coming fresh off of the video game Spider-Man. Okay, so where he is right now, he's doing what looks to be some sort of Salvation Army.
Oh, okay.
He's doing some sort of thing, a helpless support for the food shelter and homeless. The what did I just say it was?
Salvation. Army.
Salvation Army. Okay, and in the video game, he is helping Aunt May, who helps run a food shelter called Feast. So this is kind of in harken to what seems to be, at least from this, a throwback to, her time working at Feast from the video game. But if you look, the scene where all the reporters are looking at him and the camera's behind him pointed at the reporters, bro, if that doesn't remind you of Civil War when he reveals himself, like, what did you like that's kind of what I thought, at least, like when I saw it right off. Like,
sure.
Did you? I mean, you read? I'm sure. Well, you know about Civil War, obviously the movie, but did you ever read the comic?
I did not read the comic, but I'm familiar with him revealing himself and some of the conflicts that came with that.
Right. And how Tony Stark kind of, I don't want to say tricked him, but was kind of a douche when it came to that side of things, especially when he gave him like the Iron Spider suit, but the whole time he was also tracking him and like reading his vitals and learning all of his powers and his abilities. I mean, because no one knows that Spider-Man has spider sense. Like, nobody knows that.
That's a good point.
Nobody knows that. But because Tony Stark was monitoring his abilities and stuff with the spider armor, the Iron Spider suit from the comic book, Tony Stark mentioned to Peter, he mentioned something in regards to spider sense. And that's when Peter, the gears started turning a little bit. And Peter's like, how do you know that? And then that's when he was like, well, maybe Tony Stark isn't the guy to side with. Mm-hmm. Not to mention that shortly after revealing his identity, like all these reporters and all these stuff obviously crowded Aunt May's house because that's where Peter lived at the time. Obviously was like starting to do that. And I think there was almost like, I think someone even, I don't want to say try to kill Aunt May, but I know that like somebody almost injured, or Aunt May somehow almost got like hurt in the in the Civil War comic book. But that's just one thing that clicked in my head, and I was like, dude, like, I know Aunt May knows that you're Spider-Man now per the ending of the last Spider-Man film, but you better not be showing people your face.
Yeah, I don't see what. I mean, that was a pretty big deal for the Civil War timeline.
Oh, huge.
I don't know what purpose that would serve at this point.
Definitely. I don't, like, in regards to what you're saying, I don't think it would at all.
Yeah. Well, but then again, I mean, who knows how things are going to shake out post snap?
Let's face it, this is still a Sony movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So who knows? So, but yeah, let's talk about the snap. What's the biggest? This is the biggest reveal, because this is the very after the snap. I think this is the this is the next movie in the order, right? Yeah. To come out.
This is going to be the first look at the Marvel Universe post Thanos.
Right. So,
which is kind of a spoiler that the movie's coming out. Period.
Thank you. But that's kind of where I was going. But like, Disney/Sony aren't coming out and just going, yeah, they're all alive. Like, no, because they don't want to obviously ruin, Infinity War Part 2 or Endgame. But like, it's kind of like, hey guys, by the way, Captain America or Tony Stark, they put on the gauntlet and they re-snap, and everybody's back. Yeah, like they
snap backwards.
Yeah, it's like Baymax from Super. It's like like it's like that, So yeah, so that's like the biggest reveal of this trailer. Granted, we knew it was happening, like we all knew these movies were coming out, but this is like the biggest reveal. Is that okay? Well, this is back. Marvel is kind of saying that, well, this could be an alternate universe.
Yeah, they like to pull that card.
Of course they do. I mean, that's Marvel's answer to everything is, we don't like this character, or let's retcon it. New universe. You know what I mean? Like, But yeah. So that's the biggest thing to take away from this is Spider-Man. Peter Parker isn't dead.
Yep.
You know. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I took from this first scene is like, you know, he's doing some sort of charity or he's doing some sort of homeless shelter event. You know, it reminded me a lot of Civil War, just because he's in the limelight and stuff like that. And then, Jesus. And obviously towards the end you have Happy Hogan, which is like now Peter's like bodyguard / babysitter, it seems. You know, especially in the first. Yeah, exactly. Especially in the first movie. So yeah, all right, cool. So we're gonna skip to the next 15 seconds.
New dress?
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
What just happened?
Planning a trip?
Going to Europe. It's a school trip.
Did you get your passport?
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
Mini toothpaste? Pack your suit.
I just want to go on my trip with my friends. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So with that section, we see that Peter is going on a vacation with his friends. He's not sure if he wants to bring the suit. Ends up not bringing the suit. So there's one big thing in that little snippet that I want to point out. If you look at the briefcase, it has the initials BFP. The very first mention, essentially, in the past two movies, of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
You know, because if you notice or if you look back in the past movie or so, they don't mention with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
Like that is not a saying in this universe as of right now. You know?
Yeah, I think they kind of felt like they'd beaten the horse a little bit with the
With the previous 5 movies?
Yeah, because they had killed Uncle Ben twice at this point. So,
Right. It's true.
do they really need to kill him again?
I mean,
Do they?
no, I mean it definitely like throws things out of whack, especially with the older Spider-Man that we're used to, whether it's the Tobey Maguire or the Andrew Garfield or even the early comic books ones where, you know, in his early days as Spider-Man, you know, when he was wrestling and stuff like that, he started getting, in a sense, not I wouldn't say cocky, but he kind of got cocky. And then that's the night that Ben, you know, Uncle Ben ends up dying, and then that's when he takes on the responsibility of being Spider-Man.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So this kind of just takes that and just mixes it with, well, now, until this point, you know, Tony Stark is his mentor. Tony Stark is instilling, okay, this is how you become a superhero. This is why you become a superhero. You know, these are kind of the things that make up a superhero kind of thing. So he's kind of, I'm sad to say this, but he's kind of like his Uncle Ben. You know? Not to mention him and Aunt May were kind of flirting a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does seem like Pete's kind of looking for a father figure there.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because, I mean, one, his parents are pretty much never brought up, except for the Andrew Garfield series.
Right. Yeah.
But otherwise, they don't really play a role in his backstory. But, I mean, that's got to be an important part of his psyche, right?
Well, oh, absolutely. I mean, if anything, because, correct me if I'm wrong, because we know that his parents were secret agents in the comic book.
Yeah. I mean, depending on which timeline.
Right. I'm saying like original.
Yeah.
Like they were definitely secret agents. Weren't they SHIELD agents? Like I think they were CIA agents, but I think I remember seeing that they were retconned into actually being SHIELD agents at one point as well.
That would make sense.
Right,
I mean,
right. So
as much as they like
maybe
to tie stuff together.
maybe that's what kind of. Okay, how dope would it be if in Captain Marvel we see a reference to Peter's parents? Because it is a prequel to everything.
Yeah,
That-
there's a lot of Easter egg material there.
And then what if that helps prompt Nick Fury into becoming now his mentor in Far From Home?
Oh, yeah, that might be an interesting
What,
connection.
that would be dope. Like something like subtle in Captain Marvel, like Fury. Like, I mean, because Agent Coulson we know is also in Captain Marvel. We saw him; he's got a little bit longer hair now. He looks a little bit younger. But like, what if they're just field agents? What if they're like intro field agents? They just got on. They've only been on for maybe a handful of years, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Parkers," and that's it.
Yeah, it could be something that small. I mean,
You
they
know?
like to throw stuff in. So I mean,
Right.
we might see a stack of paperwork with their names on.
Yeah, or like the old X-Men movies where you see a file on a web screen that says Remy LeBeau. Like, you know what I mean?
There's
know,
a lot of different ways they could take it.
but-
I think we definitely will see, Fury and Coulson's kind of movement towards where they are now, though.
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, we're picking up where Fury is just a special agent. Like, he's not the head of anything. He's not nothing. You know, he's just now getting he's. I mean, I'm sure he's been in Shield for a while at this point, but he's nowhere near the power or the accessibility that he has now in the current MCU. You know.
By the way, can we take a moment to appreciate the computer effects on reverse staging?
Oh,
Sam Jackson?
he looks like he stepped out of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
Like,
that or like Die Hard.
yes. I was like, bro,
Yeah,
you cannot tell.
that's incredible.
Which is pretty amazing because you have Captain Marvel coming out where he looks like he's, we'll say 35.
Yeah,
And then you have Glass that is dropping and bro looks 60. You have two movies with the exact same character like 30 years apart. It's kind of funny.
yeah.
Like, let's go on a Samuel L. Jackson movie spree and go watch him. So, but yeah, I agree. I think the special effects in Captain Marvel look awesome, and we've barely even seen them in action, really. I mean, you kind of see her when she goes Super Saiyan and she's flying around the universe, like shooting photon beams and stuff, but like, just the minor effects. Like, the Skrull makeup looks great.
Yeah.
The CG just over the facial work of everyone who's being portrayed as younger is awesome. So yeah, I agree, man. It looks great. All right, let's jump into the next 15 seconds, I guess.
You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value.
No, that's not
I'm
right.
messing with you. You look pretty too.
I just want to spend some time with MJ. I think she really likes me, dude.
That reminds me when I first fell in love. I had just finished my food cobbler.
So nice to finally meet you, Spider-Man.
You're Nick Fury.
Put some clothes on. Let's go for a ride.
Is he gonna be okay like that?
Might want to turn him over so he doesn't swallow his tongue.
Cool. So, in this scene right here, there's something big that I don't think a whole lot of people are going to notice. Okay, exactly 50 seconds in, you see Ned, who is Peter Parker's best friend, in a boat, and he's posing for a selfie or some sort of photo. Okay, behind him is some sort of sailboat. Okay, on the sailboat it says ASM 212. Okay, now I'm going to pop this up on screen so people who are watching this can definitely see this. But if you look up ASM, Amazing Spider-Man, issue 212. Okay, that is the intro book to Hydro Man. Yes. Which later in this scene, which we could honestly just play right now at this point, because we just mentioned it. Let's just do it real fast. Screw it. Let's just do it. We're gonna play it.
I think Nick Fury just hijacked our summer vacation.
awesome.
You got gifts, Parker, but you have a job to do. Are you going to step up or not? You're all alone. Your friends are in trouble. What are you going to do about it?
Okay, so what the frick? Okay, let's talk about these elementals. As I mentioned before, issue 212 literally has Hydro Man on the cover, water spewing everywhere, and it literally says Hydro Man, like in like red letters. So like,
Yeah.
in Sony / Marvel, they don't do anything on accident. Like nothing's on accident. ASM 212 wasn't a mixture of magical numbers that just so happened to be an issue.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Some rando boat that
Yeah.
somebody just left there.
Exactly. This didn't just happen by chance. Someone was like, let's put Amazing Spider-Man 212 on the cover of that boat, and we're going to put it in the trailer, and let's see if anybody figures it out. Like, no. So, in this trailer, we see 3 elementals. We see a water, who, per that comic book reference, makes me think Hydro
It's
Man.
Hydro Man.
We see a fire guy, who would be Molten Man, as the comics. And then we see a rock figure, or Sandman. I don't know. Okay, with the next snippet of the trailer, I have an even greater theory for these 3 elementals. Once we introduce the villain in the trailer, supposedly the villain, even though in the trailer he doesn't seem like he's the villain.
Yeah, he's not acting very villainous.
Not acting very villainous.
Exactly,
So
twiddling his mustache there.
exactly, like where's the maniacal laugh, dude? In this also, we see Spider-Man. His suit has changed. He's got a different colored suit on now. No more blue. The blue is gone. The blue that we've grown to love is gone. It is now black and red. And it looks like he has permanently the gliders attached,
Yeah.
which is pretty awesome. We saw a little bit of it in the previous Spider-Man film, but in this one it seems like Fury.
Well, it's obviously a different suit than the
Completely.
one he had in Homecoming.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. I agree.
So, question is, who gives him the suit? We haven't seen Tony Stark in the trailer,
No, it's got to be Fury.
so yeah, it's most likely.
It's
Fury.
got to be Fury. Now, the one thing I had not mentioned up to this point is that there was also an international trailer that came out.
Oh,
Okay? In that international trailer, there's more scenes. Okay?
okay.
So if you see, he's still wearing the regular suit in Europe. But in the American trailer, how'd he get the
That's a
suit?
red black suit.
So, in the international trailer, they actually show that Aunt May slid his suit into his suitcase and says, I think you forgot something. So he has his regular suit. So at one point, while he's in Europe, doing his European National Lampoon's Vacation, whatever it is, doing his school vacation, Nick Fury obviously shows up. And if you look in that glass building, that's in London. That glass building is like the Shard, I think it's called, in London. That glass building that he is standing in is the Shard of London. And so, obviously he shows up. He gives him this new suit. It's now black and red, which it's pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. I think it looks a little bit sharper myself.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, because since the first movie to this movie, you've had the video game, which was a huge success. Have you played? Yeah, I don't think you played any of the video game, have you?
No.
Okay.
I still working on getting the PS4 first.
Right. Okay. So, my question is, can the suit do anything else? I mean, we saw a little bit of the suit, especially the suit that Tony Stark gave him, that once Peter took off the safety parameters, he was able to do all this random crap that he had no idea what was going on. Now, can the suit do anything else? Now, in the video game, the suit has tracker drones, the suit has electric web, the suit has web bombs, the suit has all this crap. Now, I wonder, especially to help him battle these elementals, is if he has stuff to counteract those elementals.
Okay.
So maybe he
Like
does
some
have
sort of
electric web.
temperature or-
Right. He has electric web to battle Hydro. Maybe he has some sort of heating ability to battle Sandman of some sort or something. You know what I mean? And some sort of thermal protection, obviously, to fight against Molten Man. If this is in case, like if this is in the actual case. Because my theory might just debunk all of that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So there's also another suit that we see in this trailer.
Okay.
His stealth / Spider-Man Noir suit.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Where the goggles?
I did.
Whoosh!
Yep. Goggles flipping down.
So dope. So dope.
Yep. Got
You
some
know.
stealth action going on.
Yeah. Now, we've also seen Into the Spider-Verse that came out recently, about a month ago. Did you watch that one yet or no?
I have not.
Okay. Go watch it. It's a great, great movie. Erin doesn't like going to movies, and she left going, that was a great movie. Awesome. In that, excuse me, they have Spider-Man Noir. In that.
Okay.
In it, he's got the trench coat, so it's not the traditional Spider-Man Noir. Because I've seen him with or without the trench coat. This one in Far From Home, obviously he does not have a trench coat of any sort. Nor do I really think it's Spider-Man Noir. I just think it's some sort of stealth suit that he's wearing.
Yeah. It could be the design just kind of is a nod towards
Right.
They've done stuff like that before.
Yeah, I completely agree. Do I think he's going to be toting a pistol? No. Definitely not. Like, do I think that Spider-Man Noir should be toting a pistol? No. Like, this is one thing that him and Batman should share. Don't use bullets or guns. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
So that's my, in depth just with that section. I mean, do you have anything to add in this section? Because this section does give us a lot.
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, with the new suit, I think we got to wonder who's making it, because if it's coming from Fury, is it... Because the last thing we knew, Fury was going kind of rogue on his own.
Well, yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra.
So it was fine. Yeah, so they blew up S.H.I.E.L.D., so
Yeah.
they lost all their stuff. So the question is, who's developing this tech? Clearly somebody's able to work with the Avengers to do that, because we've seen multiple different War Machine suits.
It's true.
So it could be the same person who's working on that is working on the new
What if it's
Spider-Man
AIM?
suit. Could be AIM.
I mean, I doubt they would ever, like, what was his name? Justin Hammer? Like, I doubt they would ever work with him again after Spider-Man 2. Like, especially, or Iron Man 2, especially with Iron Man 2 being, in my opinion, the worst one out of, like, the 3 or 4 that there's been. So, yeah, like, I wonder who is making this. I mean, and then we see Fury, obviously, he's taking the mantle as the previous Tony Stark role. Now, this could be a number of things. A, the events of Endgame don't allow Tony Stark to be around anymore, whether he's...
Definite possibility.
I don't want to say the D word, but whether he's no longer there
Yeah.
or somewhere else. I mean, because we don't know who's getting the gauntlet right now. There's been rumors that Nebula is going to get the gauntlet, and there's been rumors that it's going to be. All I know is that from the comics, there's a handful of people who get the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther was one. Captain America was one. I don't remember if Tony Stark or Iron Man was one, but with the events of the past one, I could see either of those characters taking it. Obviously not Black Panther, since he's no longer around and he kind of,
Yeah.
got dusted.
Yeah.
You know, but it's possible that Iron Man could have gotten the gauntlet, and he's using that new power to go off-world and help other planets. Does it sound very Tony Stark? Not really. You know, but
I was kind of surprised that Far From Home wasn't the story of how Peter gets back to Earth after being snapped on Titan.
right. Yeah, I mean that would be even farther from home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Far, far away from home.
far. Yeah. But then, well, I mean, Disney owns Star Wars now, so they can use that. They can use that.
Yep. Yep. And they own X-Men now, right?
That's true. That's 100%. Yep,
So maybe Ford is coming and they're working on the tech and we don't know about it.
bro. Don't even get me started on that because that would be so dope. So dope.
X-Men 2023 confirmed.
In this corner of the YouTube space by Freddie and Adam.
Yeah, we cracked the code, bro.
We cracked the code. We're literally, there's going to be Shield agents showing up at our doors tonight. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I mean, we either have Tony Stark gone, or Marvel and or Robert Downey Jr. Marvel just didn't want to pay Robert Downey Jr. whatever $1 million to show up in Far From Home for 20 minutes, or not even, probably 5 scenes, and get the frick out, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's possible that, much like the reason why Tony put safety, the safety regulations on the suit from the previous Spider-Man movie, and much like there was, I wouldn't say regulations on the Iron Spider suit from Infinity War, but after the events of Infinity War, Tony could have made Spider-Man a new suit and left it with SHIELD, aka McFury. And just said, one day when he's essentially graduated, or when you think he's ready, Nick Fury, give him this suit. Or maybe when the freaking everything was blown up in S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury just grabbed it real fast out of the vault and was like, we gotta go, you know? I mean, we don't necessarily know.
Yeah, it's clear that Tony, especially since he was on board with the Accords, continued to work with the authorities. So
Right.
there could be all kinds of stuff that they have access to, especially if Tony does not make it past Endgame, so to speak.
Exactly. And then, I mean, granted, Robert Downey Jr. has been doing this for 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's got to be. Granted, the character is him. Like at this point, the guy. Aside from memorizing lines, is he really acting? Like, the guy has become Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You know, like, I see his Twitter feed. I see the kind of stuff he sends back and forth with Chris Evans. Like, you know, like, are they really acting?
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but
And the other thing is, as far as the story goes, the last time that we had a big event where they wiped out a bunch of heroes in public view was like the death of Superman.
right.
And when Superman came back, everybody was upset because
Of course.
it kind of spat in the face to the drama that came with it. Like, his death didn't mean anything after that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So
And
I'm wondering
Uh-oh.
if they're going to bring a bunch of people back, maybe some other people don't make it. And that's how we...
like, they only bring back like a handful, like, not a handful, but maybe some of those iconic characters don't make it.
Yeah, so I'm saying maybe some of the people that got snapped
Yeah,
come back. Maybe the people that didn't get snapped.
don't make it.
And maybe not everybody, but...
Yeah. But it could also be a
you see
case
what I'm
of
saying? That there's going to be... Maybe there's a cost to this to keep it real.
yeah. Well, I mean, and there's another theory going around that, like, let's say one of the original Avengers gets the gauntlet. So let's say Captain America, or no, we'll say Iron Man. So we'll say Tony Stark gets the gauntlet, right? Tony Stark is a normal man. Like, we saw the Power Stone in Guardians. It had to take 5 people, and only one of them was human.
Yeah.
Like, it took five 4 non-human people plus a human to just regulate the power of the Power Stone, let alone...
Half human.
That's true. No, he was part god. Oh, frick.
In this universe, half human.
That's true. No, you're right. Okay, so scratch that. But either way, 5 people, with one of them being a demigod.
Yeah.
Like 5 people to regulate the power of the Power Stone, and then we have obviously Titan. Well, he is a Titan. We have Thanos, who is a Titan, and he's able to obviously contain all of the stones. So what if, to get people back, Tony Stark doesn't have enough power to bring everyone back?
Could be.
Like, let's say he's attempting to use the thing, and he's trying to snap all of those 50% of the people who died, or 50% of the people who disappeared. He's trying to snap them all back, and he's like, I can't do it. So in order to bring just the amount of people that he can bring back, he has to sacrifice himself.
A soul for a soul.
Soul for a soul. Okay? And then, before this, so let's say before he does any of this, because obviously killing himself, this scenario won't happen. But I'm saying before this. So before this, where's Captain America? Bless you. Dose. Bless you. Always 2 for me too. So my theory on Captain America. So what if they go Steve? Because Steve has already, I feel like the tolls of Civil War and the tolls of Infinity War, he's just getting to the point where maybe he's thinking this time period isn't for him.
Could be.
And maybe Tony Stark goes, Steve, go back to the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Your
He
wish
has
is,
a time stone.
if you want to go back to Peggy, right? Peggy Carter?
Yeah.
If you want to go see your Chica again, I allow you to go back to the 50s. This allows Winter Soldier to come back and become the new Captain America, which he does in the comics. Because I swear to God, if Falcon becomes Captain America, I'm never watching it again. So this would allow him to come back and be Captain America. So Captain America, golden. We got him. We got a Captain America. I love Bucky Barnes. He's awesome. You know, he's just a longer-haired Steve Rogers, essentially.
He's a little darker.
He is a little darker, and I think that's the fun.
That's the good stuff.
That's where it is. That's how you keep making Captain America 4 and 5. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, they're gonna be rated R.
Yeah. Yeah. We've already established that rated R, comic book movies seem to do pretty freaking well. They're gonna come out with
Captain America, mix in a little Taken, shake it up.
Everybody dead. Some John Wick.
Millions of dollars.
Some John Wick in there too. There's a dog. He dies. Gets pissed. It's fine. So, so I don't know. I think that would be a good way for Marvel to say, because everyone, as soon as Chris Evans tweeted out, I appreciate the role of Captain America. I am honored to have been this role. Blah 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 blah. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's dead. But I think this is the way for Marvel to kill off Steve Rogers, even though he's obviously not dead, and be able to use him whenever they want.
Okay.
Because Chris Evans has been dieting and working out for the past 8 years. Let the guy go be fat for a while. But he can go do that now. Because it doesn't matter if he's fat or if he's in shape, because they can just call on him whenever. I mean, the guy is going to be 60. Yeah. You know what I mean? When they call on him. I don't know. Time could be different when you travel between realms. Who knows? But I think that would be a great way for them to be able to call on him whenever they need him. Because the Time Stone's not going anywhere. It ain't going to die. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's going to go back on, what's his face's necklace. Doctor Strange's necklace.
Well, they did show that they can apparently destroy Infinity Stone.
using Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
And Shuri, the younger sister of Black Panther, probably can figure it out too. I mean, because let's face it, pretty sure she's like one of the smartest, if not, aside from Reed Richards, the smartest person in Marvel.
Yeah.
Especially in the MCU. Like, easily within the MCU, because we have yet to see Reed Richards in the MCU.
Yeah, she's talking smack about Bruce and Tony's work on putting it into Vision.
Yeah.
So
It being
she's clearly got some stuff.
incomplete and like, oh, you guys did this completely wrong, and there's so many synapses. Why didn't you do it this way? I get it, girl. You got a car made out of beads, and you can drive anything. I get it. It's dope. I get it. I understand. Do I wish I had it? Yes. Do I wish I didn't even have to use this chair, but I had beads? I would just be like, whoop. I wish it. It would be dope. But yeah, it's awesome. Freaking dope. All right, next 15 seconds. Unless you have anything to add. Do you have anything more to add?
Go for it.
All right, next 15 seconds. Let's do it.
You don't want any part of this.
Okay. So, it's not a long snippet, but I think this is by far. I know I was waiting for this, as it being rumored that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to be Mysterio. I was waiting to see the suit, to see if they were going to bring it back traditional. What is your opinion on the suit? Pre Fishbowl. What is the opinion on the suit?
Pre-Fishbowl.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks good. I mean, I can't. I can't think of a way that they could make the old purple and green
Right.
look good.
Well, it was almost like a snake skin almost design. It had the what is it? Almost the diamond shaped that went down green, and then you had the eyeball clasps, the purple cape, and then the freaking ginormous fishbowl. So, I think because this is almost a suit directly from the comics of certain comics.
Really?
Yes. Like if you look up, or when you have time, I'll put it on the screen right now, but when you have time, look up Mysterio. Here, I'll see. You know what? I'm going to pull this up real fast. If you look, the chest plate, no. But if you look at the gauntlets, look at those gauntlets.
Yeah.
That's almost like a spitting image of the gauntlets that he's using. Like spitting image. So we all know. We don't need that anymore. So we all know Mysterio. Mysterio has the power of illusion, mysticism, mystery. My thing is he started out as, in the comics at least, as a special effects creator. Now, I don't know if you know this, but in the comics, he wanted to be a hero of sorts. So what he would do is he would create monsters, set them loose. They were obviously effects, some sort of hologram of some sort, and then he would go and pretend to be a superhero and bring him in. Spider-Man found out, they bumped heads.
Yeah.
My question is he doing the same thing now? Because why would he teleport without a mask on? Why would he teleport in without a mask on? Maybe these aren't Hydro Man, Molten Man, Sandman. Maybe these are creatures that he created to become famous as a superhero and then lost control of them.
Could be. It could be. It could be we're going to get into a kind of situation where Spider-Man ends up revealing that Mysterio's not the hero he's supposed to be, and that's
Right.
where it
That
takes a turn.
he had ill intentions to begin with.
Exactly.
You know, oh, I set these monsters loose. I can't control him anymore. Or maybe he doesn't want to control him. He wants to show that Spider-Man A can't beat them, and B, he can.
Yeah.
You know, granted, he seems to be doing a little bit of Doctor Strange magic,
Yeah.
like a lot of it, because he's got like the different shapes as soon as he makes a magic circle or I don't know, kind of cool. I think
Yeah. I think the main question will be whether they're going to go the Doctor Strange route, where he's actually magical.
Right.
If they're going to go the special effects route, where he's a big poser, and
right.
this is all just going to be a big show, where he's going to be.
There's literally no power at all. It's literally just smokes and mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah. And Marvel's shown they're not afraid of pulling the wool over our eyes in that respect. I mean, we all remember what happened with Mandarin. So I could see it going either way. But also, I mean, even though he's got the shapes and the magic and stuff, at this point, with Thanos coming down, Doctor Strange has probably been on TV. So he probably has a little bit of a template to work off of if he wants.
That's true. Overall, do we think Mysterio will be a hero, villain, or misunderstood? What is our take on Mysterio just off the trailer?
Based off the trailer,
Misunderstood being like maybe he has a sick daughter and he has to steal for her. You know what I mean?
yeah, you're talking about like
a Robin Hood
Ghost
complex.
from Ant-Man 2.
Yes, correct.
Where she's just a victim of something terrible that happened to her. She's just trying to stay alive.
Exactly. It is not her fault.
Yeah.
You know?
But to get to the topic at hand, I'd have to say, given his history in the comic books, the fact that, like you said, he's coming in unmasked, that suggests he wants credit, so he's probably not doing it for the right reasons. I'm going to say bad guy.
Bad guy. Straight up bad guy.
Yep, bad guy.
All right. God, man, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he looks so dope.
You want him to be here. That's
I
what's
want
going
him to be a hero, especially with like Flash Thompson at the end going. He's kind of like a mixture, or not Flash, but one of the other school kids going. He kind of looks like a mixture between Iron Man and Thor.
Yeah.
And obviously Flash like debunks that and says, no, Spider-Man's the man. And then he calls Peter a douchebag or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome banter,
was
but
fun.
the fishbowl, I was kind of worried about it. I was gonna think it was gonna look out of place. It actually doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, it looks good.
Granted, we didn't see it straight on. We saw it in a TV screen.
Yeah.
Doesn't look
Right.
that bad. Doesn't look that bad.
Doesn't look bad. Jake Gyllenhaal's a pro. I'm very positive.
Yeah. And let's, and then we also have like, I call them the trinity of funny guys. We got Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh Jackman, who are like the three best buddies, it seems.
Yeah.
So like, I think whenever they touch Marvel, I think it can only get better. You know what I mean? And we've seen the other two.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And they've done nothing but propel Marvel to a different level.
I'm still hurting from Logan.
Spoiler alert, he dies. Twice. Because the clone.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think he'll be a bad guy. Because whether he's a good guy or he's misunderstood, I think that's only going to last for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's always been kind of a thug. Obviously, they're going to make it a little bit more grandiose in this movie to where he's more of a main villain, or he's at least capable of being a main villain on the big screen. Because I would kind of put him...
I mean, he's one of the Sinister Six at one point, right?
That's true. And maybe that's what they're setting up for.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the credited cast of this movie from IMDb, and the Vulture, Toomes, is in this movie. Yeah, like Michael Keaton is credited in this movie. Yes. So it's possible that there could be an after credits scene. Jake Gyllenhaal, Toombs, aka Vulture, go, we should get a group together. And that's all they have to say.
Yep.
Because they already, at the after credits scene in the previous movie, you meet Matt Gargan, aka Scorpion.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. The only people we're missing is freaking Electro, Rhino, Doc Ock. I'm pretty sure that's it.
I think that's it.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think... Do I think this is going to be an awesome movie? Heck yeah. You know? One more thing.
All right.
Okay. This is something that... It bothers me like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man bothered me. Being that he biologically made his web fluid. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
It's something that has been in the comic books since day one and has never changed nor been even remotely like edited. Okay.
Yeah.
MJ. Okay.
The redhead.
The redhead. As per the first movie, she is no longer a redhead. Nor is her name, I don't even know if you know this, nor is her name Mary Jane.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yes. Her Michelle. Her name in this movie is Michelle Jones. Opinion.
I think a lot of the changes that they've made to some of the things that...
You think it's to get away from the old stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been
I think-
5.
Yeah.
Like you think that's the reason? You think that's to get away from the Sony and go to Marvel?
Yeah. They're I think this is Kevin Feige kind of putting his fingers in the pie there. Marvel has not been afraid to step away from some of the source material when it really benefits the themes and the story and kind of the feel of the movie. I mean,
Right.
Spider-Man never had a guy in the chair, but it was a crucial part of Homecoming.
Yeah. It was a good way to introduce Ned and
Yeah.
like make him a critical part of it, you know?
Aunt May has pretty much always been much older.
Yep.
I mean, Marissa Tomei looks nothing but nothing like the comic book
Oh God, no.
Aunt May.
Nor, no, yeah, I agree completely, and I think making her that young helps add a comedy aspect to it because you have Tony Stark hitting on her, and then you also now have Happy Hogan going, "Is that a new dress?"
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is. And then him going, Peter going, "What just happened?" Like having her that, I mean, because obviously that wouldn't happen if she was much older. Like,
Sure.
at least it would be less likely to happen if she was much older. So, let's rate this thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many webheads would you give this movie?
Just based on appearances.
Based on the trailer, how excited? Let's do this. How excited? On the excitement level of 1 to 10, how many webheads would you give this movie? Just off the trailer. Off the trailer only.
The trailer only, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 webs heads.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a little high.
Yeah.
First of all, okay, on this trailer, excitement-wise, I'm going to give it... I don't know, man. It makes me pretty freaking excited.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to say...
You going to max out that Spidey headometer?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna say, like, I don't think I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 because it was a good trailer, and I think they gave us just enough for us to be like, all right, I gotta go see the movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like holy crap, like what? You know what I mean? Like,
I think what I'm most excited about is the idea that there's going to be a post-Infinity War Marvel.
And this is the first peek into that world.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
can kind of jump off and do all kinds of new stuff.
Yeah, that's
Captain
true.
Marvel is going to be a flagship character. Spider-Man is new, fresh. They're doing all kinds of
Yeah.
crazy stuff. I'm excited.
I'm going with 9 webheads out of 10.
Oh,
I'm going with 9.
okay.
I'm going with 9. You know,
So not quite the 10, but
not quite the 10. You know, yeah, I don't know. Another thing that I noticed in the trailer is that right in the beginning-ish, you have him swinging through the city on a cell phone. Okay, and he's texting God knows who, probably not MJ, and you have a statue behind him, which is a some sort of monument to the invasion of New York. It has it's the fighters of New York. Behind that is a building being constructed.
okay.
Okay. Now there's rumors that is one of 2 buildings. That is the Avengers building being remade. And I'll tell you why I don't think it's that.
Okay.
Or it's the Baxter building. AKA Fantastic Four building. Why I don't think it's the Avengers building. The Avengers have a base now.
Yeah.
They have no need to go back to that skyscraper. Like, they have a base. Like, neither do I think that they're going to build a ginormous building right after the events of,
Right.
you know, because
Avengers 1. Yeah.
Avengers 1. Because, like, it just, or Infinity War. Because think about it. This movie is supposed to take place quite close to the events of Endgame, like almost immediately after. You know? And if you remember, in Infinity War, Peter is on a school bus on his way to a field trip. Like, he actually says, "Oh, I was just on my way to a field trip and I saw this giant donut flying in the freaking sky." Was he on his way to this? Did it get postponed because half of New York got destroyed?
Hard to say.
Did it get postponed because half the teachers and chaperones got disintegrated? It's possible. You know? So it's possible that it could have been that field trip that he was going on was supposed to be then, and then it got postponed to this. Do I hope it's the Baxter building? Heck yeah. Do I want to see Marvel take over their flagship, very first ever team comic book? Heck yeah. Like, that would be so cool. I mean, I was quite disappointed with the last Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I think everybody was.
Well, they messed up, man, because I forgot who the director of it was, but they fired him halfway in. And then the collabs, the higher ups just kind of collectively directed the movie past the halfway point, essentially,
Yeah.
to the point where it started going downhill. Like,
Yeah, it became a movie by committee.
yeah, exactly.
We've
And
seen a bazillion of those things.
oh, of course. And those are the ones that usually get lost in the mud. Like, so I don't know. I hope it's the Baxter building. It could have just been a building. I know it's right where Grand Central Terminal is. And right behind it is the MetLife building in real life. And that's where the Avengers building / now, hopefully, the Baxter building is, where they're currently building it. So I don't know. It could be just another building that was just in the shot.
I'll go out on a limb here.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you making?
What if it's not the?
You're just you're throwing theory.
This is pure conjecture. I have no evidence for this.
This is being recorded, sir. This can be played back.
I know. You'll probably use this as blackmail material in the future.
I already
but
have. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What if this is the tie-in to the X-Men? What if they're like, all right, Fantastic Four, Sony wore that out for us. They still got.
So you're saying it's some sort of X-Men building?
Maybe it's some sort of X-Men building. Like I said, I'm going out on a limb. I got no evidence for this.
Bro, that's a really long and thin limb.
Yeah. Very thin.
Bro.
Bro.
Bro. Boy.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I would like to say that I give that a negative 9 webheads out of 10 for being actual fact.
Well, here's my thinking. All right, so
Now you're gonna try and back it up.
yeah, now I'm gonna try to back it up.
All right, good.
So basically, you told me I'm wrong, so now I'm gonna dig in. So
All
all right, so Avengers are no more.
Okay.
We're gonna kind of assume that.
So we're assuming that Endgame was truly an Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame. Or
Enough of the Avengers left for there not to be an Avengers. Got it.
Avengers is not a unit anymore.
Got it.
They accomplished their goal. They defeated Thanos, or they went back in time and undid the Avengers. Something happens where
Your mic is rubbing against your zipper, and it's sounding really funny.
So I'm saying, okay, so no Avengers, so we got a power vacuum. What team is big enough to fill in? X-Men. Either that or the Jedi Council. All owned by Disney.
She goes Jedi Council.
Don't take his side on this one.
Thank you. Always liked her more than you. Dude, you're reaching.
I know. Just think about it. It's gonna keep you up all night, guaranteed.
I don't know. I think I'll be able to sleep quite soundly.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so overall, I think the movie's going to be a solid
Yeah.
like 8.5, 9.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. They got a lot of potential there.
Yeah. I
They
think,
clearly have a lot of talent.
and again, like you said, I think we're going to be seeing the bricks being laid after Endgame. Like, this is going to intro us, obviously, very slowly back into S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever Nick Fury decides to make now. Because superheroes, like, how's the government going to react to half their people being destroyed?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. Like, we don't know. Like, the superheroes could just be like, if we see a superhero, we're taking you in, kind of thing. Do I think Peter would chance that? No. So that's probably not the case. But we just don't know how they're going to react. I mean, heck, granted, it was the International Council that got blown up, the United Nations. But granted, they were very important people, but just to, I would say, 100 people being blown up,
Yeah.
they wanted to regulate all superpowered individuals. So what's going to happen when 50% of the universe blows up? Or,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. They could react very harshly. We could see Sentinels coming into the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. Sentinels, we could. There's a lot of ways they could take it.
Yeah, we could start seeing, what's the mutant containment prison, Raft?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could start seeing Raft start coming into play.
Yeah.
You know,
See that happen. I mean, they already showed it. I mean, it was in Civil War.
yeah, and it was in the Spider-Man video game. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. We're also gonna, we're just gonna have to wait till the movie comes out or the second trailer.
By the second day.
But either way, I'm excited. I know you're excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I appreciate you coming on here and doing this with me. I know it took a little bit longer than we were going for, but the more
That's all
content,
right.
the better. That's how I look at it. This will be fun to rewatch.
I always love these conversations, and might as well share the love with the universe. So
Yeah, throw it out there.
let's see what happens.
I just hope that people in the comments are nice and They don't criticize us too much for being complete idiots and noobs. Yeah, I know. Well, with that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this new take on the channel. Gonna be still doing some highlight videos throughout, but I think we're gonna be mainly focusing on in-depth discussions of just topics and in-game stuff that me and my friends enjoy talking about. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next episode. Adam, appreciate you coming on, my friend. And we'll see you next time.
Later.
All right. Good job, man.
Look at Snow White eating rotten apples. Dirty bass that be coming at you. Roller coasters like a supernova. I'm the ringmaster, this my tabernacle. See you screaming, I'm like, what for? Oh, you pop? Yeah, I got popcorn.